My name is Željko Petko. I'm from Croatia. I'm retired war veteran. And here I am in self-confinement, self-isolation, because as I waited for authorities to act, I had no choice but, make some decisions on my own. The reason why I'm making this video in English is because we are part of the European Union, and we didn't like that. We do not like it now, but Croatia is now running things in Europe. Europe is under Croatian presidency, and our Premier Plenković is now kind of running things. For you who would eventually watch this, I can say that things down here are pretty bad, and reaction to this crisis is far from adequate. What I mean by that? World Health Organization proclaimed pandemic a few days ago, and my understanding is when that happens, it automatically sends the whole world in some mode. Yeah. So if recommendations for how to act in these situations are set by these organizations, that means that everyone should follow it. So okay, let's say and let's suppose that all this story about virus is correct and it's dangerous and it's what the mainstream tells us it is. What that means is that the whole world should react in the same way immediately. So if it's the best way for containing the virus, closing the borders and putting these measures as Chinese do, then I'm sorry, but we have to do it, all of us, right now. So why is this discrepancy in actions between countries, especially in European Union? Because we are, at least they tell it as this is the way, we are supposed to be one super state, free market, free moving of the workforce, and the European Union is a kind of a state, right? Like United States of America. So in that sense, if we are one state, then immediately after Italy imposed these measures upon their citizens, we all should have done the same. Croatia is a country that borders with Italy, and we have strong connections with it. In the midst of this crisis, in the moments when Italy first encountered a huge permanent spike in these virus incidents, we held some rally in Rijeka. Rijeka is how they call that shit, culture city of European Union, blah blah, and they gathered people from all over the Europe and the world, and these leftists had a meeting right on the border with Italy. Many Italians were, participating in this rally, and for days. The other problem is this skiing season. When many Croatians go ski, many of them are medical workers and doctors. Just the other day we had a case where 3 doctors went for a skiing trip. They went back a few days ago, and they didn't report it. And this is not the only case. There's a few of those. In Croatia, we had a social medical care, something like what Obama wanted to impose on Americans, known as the Medicare for all. That's a socialist idea, and it's bad. Doesn't work. Croatian health system depends on substitute, and not now by our state, but by European Union's measures and stuff. So by any standards, any social project is doomed to fail. So our health system is failing also. Failed years ago, but no one told us, and somehow it does work. But in these times of crisis, I fear it won't be sufficient to cope with this shit. Some other thing, it's very, very strange, and it kind of worries me. We had a football match the other day. It's a derby, so it's must go. So we had this football fan group called Torcida, and they're good boys and all that. But as any other football fans, they had their moments. And a few days after a match, they went to a local hospital and helped this hospital, prepare for days to come. So this is, for me, this is unbelievably stupid. I mean, moments before we are going to close our borders and have a spike in virus infections, we have a football match, and thousands of fans were cheering and doing their stuff, and after that they cheerfully went to local hospital to prepare the capacities for the treatment of the ill. So it's kind of I don't know. It is simply not logical. Everyone all over the world is canceling sports events, concerts, all kinds of stuff. The other thing also, this military exercise in Europe, Defender 2020 Europe, doesn't make any sense at all. Americans send their troops over here, but in the same time they closing the borders and banning Europeans to travel to United States. They postpone military exercise with Israelis completely, but they didn't do it in Europe, and this is very worrying, and for me it's hard to explain. I can tell you that we live in fear. Streets are empty. We don't have any blockade yet. We don't have any restrictions for moving around or going anywhere. But it's a matter of hours or when this is going to change, and we are going to be put in isolation. Why we are so late with reaction, I don't know. I can only speculate. We had an elections The other day, Sunday to be exact, our main party had internal elections. Maybe that was the thing to postpone also. Everybody else did it. I don't know. As the time go by, we are kind of put in this situation that we need to think for ourselves, and the information we got from the media are not helpful anymore. Maybe they've been some time in the beginning, but now they're just spreading fear, and they really don't do anything good at this moment. I would like to convey this message to all the Croatians around the world. Maybe this is time to come home and try to build a society that we all fought for in homeland war. We are a country with great resources. We have sea, we have water, we have pastures, we have a lot of land to grow wheat. So we got mountains, we got everything we need. We are few, 4 million of us. It's right now living here. So maybe this is time when true conservatism kicks in, and what that means, I don't really know, but maybe it means back to the basics. Maybe it means back to family and faith, because these are the things that globalism has fought very, very hard to dismantle. We all can see that, and this coronavirus thing and the reaction to it could very well be one of the final moves of this globalism to kick in really, really hard. People are familiar with conspiracy theories. A few of them are not theories anymore. They're practice. So we live in strange times. It's time to hold on to each other, and maybe it's time to ignore what the mainstream politics or media are telling us. In the end, I don't know what else to say, but to wish all of you luck and God bless you. Excuse me, and I'm sorry for my English. This is the very first time I'm making a video in English, and I'm very, very nervous. So give me some slack. Okay, this is it for now. Maybe I'll do more. So okay, God bless all.